Could you attend the meeting for me? Daniel laughed over the phone. I need to make him understand already. I gave a cold smile. Got it. Leave it to me. All right. See ya. I'll enjoy it. He hung up without noticing my demeanor. I've decided to let bygones be bygones now that I'm an adult. However, if he continues to exploit that and mess with my loved ones, I won't forgive him. Tom. Yes. Where's Daniel? I reported a certain matter to the person who called out to me. When I proposed an idea to him, he agreed readily and became my ally. How was it? Did you manage to replace me properly? Daniel approached with a grin, and I smiled back at him. Yeah, I properly reported it for you. Your absence, that is. What? I burst out laughing at his unbelievably dumbfounded face. I'm Tom Williams, a 34-year-old married man. I've never been particularly remarkable, with seriousness being my only strong point. And I have a hard time saying no when someone asks for help. The one who always helped me was my childhood friend and wife, Margaret. I always hated conflict and tried to smile my way out of it. Margaret, on the other hand, would always stand up to me. I'll protect you, Tom. You can stay kind. She'd say that and face any challenge head-on, which often made me nervous. While I was blessed with a great childhood friend, I had trouble with my senior. He always tried to use me for anything. But thanks to Margaret's affection, which made me forget all those troubles, I found my current happiness. However, there was one person I just couldn't stand. That person was my father. He was strict and stopped acknowledging me when I didn't become a banker like him. We completely stopped talking. Even so, my parents and Margaret have known each other for a long time, so they get along well. It's not a big problem. Especially my mom and Margaret are really close. They do chores together and go out like real family. It's a bit complicated, but it's a form of family. Honestly, I wish I could laugh with my dad like we used to. Recently, there was a personnel change in the company, and I was assigned to a new department. At first, I was puzzled by the sudden change, but it seems someone recommended me. I don't know who, but I decided to do my best to meet the expectation. Starting today, I'll be working here. I'm Tom Williams. Nice to meet you. What, Tom? Are you the Tom from high school? What? There, I reunited with the worst senior. He, Daniel Anderson, was my senior in high school, the one who tried to use me for his own benefit. He was the senior who always tried to use me. Hey Tom, go buy some bread. Then, give me the money. Are you trying to make your senior pay? Listen, juniors aren't here just to obey seniors. If you're a senior, act like one. Daniel would always mess with me, and Margaret would jump in to defend me. I never thought we'd end up in the same company. I thought I'd finally gotten away by going to a better college than him. I'm the manager here. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you. And he's my boss. This is really a pain. I want to avoid him as much as possible. By the way, what about that pretty childhood friend? Who? You mean Margaret? Yeah, she was cute. So, what's she up to now? You must have broken up with her, right? I felt disgusted by Daniel's sneering smile. Come to think of it, he used to tell me to hand Margaret over to him back in high school. He was infamous for his bad behavior with women, so I flatly refused. We weren't dating back in high school. I said, yeah, right, a beautiful girl like her with someone like you. We started dating in college, and now she's my wife. Daniel looked annoyed at my words. It's embarrassing, but despite being childhood friends, we go on dates on weekends and express our love to each other. There's no chance of us breaking up. Why is it that I'm single, and someone like you has such a beautiful wife? Oh, I get it. You're just her ATM. Maybe you have a broken marriage. No, we recently went on a date, and my mom teased us about it. No way, unless she's put on a lot of weight, and no one else wanted her. My wife is still beautiful, Is that all? I need to greet others. I tried to end the conversation, but Daniel was persistent as ever. As I tried to walk away, he grabbed my arm. If you're so proud, give me her contact info. I'll see for myself. Hey, enough is enough. What are you two doing over there? Just as I was about to yell at him, a stern-looking man approached us. Daniel's face turned into a damn expression. Mr. Moore, are you done with your work? If you have time to chat, why don't you finish the tasks piling up? Daniel slunk away under the glare of the man called Mr. Moore. I quickly smiled to him. Thank you, I'm Tom, and I'll be working here from today. I'm David, the manager. If you have time for idle talk, you should be working. With that, he returned to his desk. I was just being pestered. I got a sarcastic remark instead. Feeling uneasy about my future, I decided to get to work. Unfortunately, my bad feeling came true. Hey Tom, how about your childhood friend? Please stop. And by the way, the manager is watching. Daniel kept pestering me about Margaret, and honestly, I was getting fed up. The manager kept giving us harsh looks. I had to work under this awkward atmosphere, stressed out. Tom, can I talk to you for a moment? Sure, what's up? Do you remember Daniel from high school? I was surprised by Margaret's question. I hadn't told her that Daniel was in my current department. Despite that, she mentioned his name, giving me a bad feeling. Yeah, I remember. He's actually my boss now. That explains it. What do you mean? Well, according to Margaret, Daniel had approached her. Although she works for a different company, she commutes by train, and we meet at the nearest station to go home together. Margaret usually arrives earlier and waits at the station. Today, while waiting at the station, Daniel approached her. Are you okay? I'm fine. I told him that if he kept pestering me, I'd scream and call a station attendant, and he left quickly. But still, I can't believe Daniel would approach Margaret directly. Apparently, Daniel was supposed to go straight home from an off-site meeting today. That's why he met Margaret before I could get to her. Margaret, just in case, talk to your company about switching to driving to work. Daniel keeps pestering me for your contact info. Causing trouble for you, as always. Maybe I should have punched him. Hey now. Just kidding. Margaret said with a laugh. Even though she's calmer now, Margaret might actually do it. Driving to work is fine, but I won't be able to go home with you. Oh, I know. I'll pick you up from work. What? But that would be a burden for you. Then I'll drive in the morning. When we get to your company, we'll switch. How's that? Yeah, that works. Sorry for the trouble. I was comforted by Margaret's smile, showing she didn't mind, and I smiled back at her. Still, I can't let Daniel continue like this. Daniel, can I talk to you for a moment? It's rare for you to approach me, finally ready to give me her contact info. I have no intention of doing that, but I need to talk about my wife. The next day, I called out to Daniel as he came into the office. He gave me a sleazy grin. Stop talking to my wife. She's bothered by your harassment. Is that really Margaret's opinion? Still, she hasn't changed a bit. I recognized her immediately. Don't bother her again. She has no interest in you. You think I'm gonna steal her from you, don't you? Well, you're right. Daniel's crude laugh made not just me, but the whole department uncomfortable. I later found out from a colleague that Daniel was disliked by everyone in the department. Daniel sucks up to the manager but causes trouble for everyone else. Oh yeah, you take care of this. What? Isn't this your job as the manager? Boss's orders, being serious is your only good point, so work hard. Daniel dumped his work on me and went to slack off in the smoking room. Sometimes, he left everything to me, forcing me to work overtime. I often had to tell Margaret not to pick me up. Margaret would go home first, prepare dinner with my mom, and then come to get me, so we still went home together. But today, he dumped work on me again, and it looked like it would take until late at night. so I told Margaret not to come. What are you doing? Oh, Mr. Moore. Still not finished. The manager saw me alone and frowned at the remaining work. This was supposed to be Daniel's job. Well, he asked me to do it. And he went home. Yes. There's a party tonight. Several people saw Daniel leave excitedly. The manager might have been one of them. The manager sighed and took some of the work Daniel dumped on me. What, Mr. Moore? I'll handle this. If you take on work, make sure you know your limits. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Thanks to the manager, I finished earlier than expected. Even so, working alone with the stern-faced manager was suffocating. Glad you finished early. Good job. Margaret, thank you so much. I love you. What? I love you too. Seeing Margaret's blushing face relieved my work stress. But why did the manager stay late? It helped, so I can't complain. While dealing with work stress and finding comfort in Margaret, she reminded me. Tom, do you remember about tomorrow? Tomorrow, oh, the business trip. Yeah, glad you remembered. Margaret was going on a 3-day business trip. I knew about it beforehand, so I didn't think much about it and saw her off. Take care. Of course, if it goes well, I might get a bonus, so I'll do my best. Don't overdo it. I saw Margaret off and headed to work. I started my day as usual and looked for Daniel. He hadn't shown up yet, and no one had seen him. Just then, I got a call from Daniel. Hey, Tom. Daniel, where are you? About the documents for today's meeting. Sorry, but I can't take those. What? I couldn't help but frown. He was the one who told me to make the documents. And you need to attend today's meeting in my place. It's important for the future, so do your job well. Wait, what are you going to do, Daniel? I'm taking 3 days off to go on a trip with Margaret. What? What is he talking about? I felt my patience snap at Daniel's words. He's still bothering Margaret. Cover for me at the meeting, will you? Daniel laughed over the phone. I need to make him understand already. I gave a cold smile. Got it. Leave it to me. All right. See ya. I'll enjoy it. He hung up without noticing my demeanor. I've decided to let bygones be bygones now that I'm an adult. If he keeps taking advantage of me and bothering my loved ones, I won't tolerate it anymore. Tom? Yes. Where's Daniel? I reported something important to the manager. Not that I was attending the meeting in Daniel's place, but that Daniel skipped the meeting to go on a trip. That idiot. What about the documents? I have the documents here. I can explain if you'd like. You're different from that nominal manager. Thank you. I have an idea. He listened to my plan with a stern expression and agreed to cooperate with me. Then, Daniel returned from his leave without any remorse. How was it? Did you manage to cover for me properly? Daniel approached with a sneer, and I smiled back at him. Yeah, I properly reported it for you, that you were absent. I burst out laughing. Our exchange drew the attention of everyone around us. No, I told you to attend, and you said, leave it to me. I did say, leave it to me, but I never said, I would attend. What? Who gave you permission to do that? I did. Daniel turned around in a panic to see the manager with a stern expression. He properly reported to me in your place, and while you were gone, there was a meeting about your work conduct. What? That was what I had proposed to the manager. Taking advantage of the opportunity, I reported everything about Daniel. The manager conducted interviews with the entire department and raised the issue with the higher-ups in a meeting. If you had attended the meeting instead of slacking off, you could have stopped this. You should look forward to your future. Daniel's face turned pale as he listened to the manager, and he collapsed to his knees. No one came to help Daniel. This showed just how little he was liked. Although I didn't plan to end it here, during our investigation, I asked the manager something that had been on my mind. Mr. Moore, you often watched us during work, didn't you? Oh, that. I often saw Daniel bothering you, so I watched to step in when necessary. I was surprised. Apparently, the manager had been watching to help me whenever I was harassed by Daniel. His stern looks were only directed at Daniel, but because of his harsh gaze, it seemed like he was glaring at me too. Why did you care so much about me? I appreciated your work even before you joined this department. Really? In the documents from other departments, there were some well-organized and clear ones. When I investigated, I found your name, so I negotiated with my uncle to have you transferred to my department. I looked at the manager when he mentioned his uncle. He averted his gaze, looking a bit embarrassed. My uncle is the CEO. You're related to the CEO? Yeah, my uncle doesn't have any kids, so I'm a candidate to succeed him as CEO. Only the managers and higher-ups know this. That's why Daniel was sucking up to the manager. I see it clearly now. I don't know if I'll become the CEO, but if I do, I want you to be my right-hand man. Really, thank you so much. I was genuinely happy to have my work recognized. I'm glad I've been diligent in my job. By the way, Daniel was pretending to be competent to get that position. But the manager saw through it and was extra strict with him. Probably, Daniel was jealous of you. What? When Daniel joined our department, he was so sloppy that I had to reprimand him daily. The sloppy work the manager referred to included repeated simple mistakes, frequent failure to report, and an overall careless attitude. Daniel was constantly making these errors without showing any signs of improvement. I remember seeing Daniel often getting scolded by teachers in high school. As for me, I sometimes get told off, but I'm not often reprimanded like that. The manager's point of view is that he had to be scolded multiple times before he was finally acknowledged. Let's keep working together. Yes. I looked at the manager with respect for seeing my efforts and being strict with me. He seemed slightly embarrassed by my admiration. I wanted to follow this person. I was truly grateful to the company for transferring me to work under someone like him and for giving me the opportunity to learn. Margaret started liking me because of an accident when we were kids. She was drowning in a river, and I, being a good swimmer, saved her life. At the time, my parents scolded me harshly, but that incident made Margaret keep an eye on me ever since. Tom, you're my hero. I've been watching you, and I fell in love with your seriousness. She says this every anniversary, and because I've heard it so many times, I never doubt her fidelity. In fact, Margaret's business trip was genuine. Apparently, Daniel somehow found out about her business trip and tagged along as a vacation. I was really scared when he showed up in front of me, but that quickly turned to anger. I told him, I hate cowardly jerk like you. The only person I love is my serious hero, Tom. Margaret told me this when she returned from her trip, and I couldn't help but admire her. Margaret has always been popular because she's beautiful, but she only has eyes for me, causing many guys to give up before confessing. Well, I'm also crazy about Margaret. And then, I listed all the things I love about you, Tom. For each point, I compared it to him, and he looked like he was about to cry. I actually felt a bit sorry for Daniel. It must be painful to be compared to someone else by the person you love. I haven't experienced that because Margaret and I are mutually in love. But this time, Daniel went too far. I feel sympathy, but I can't condone his actions. Margaret, we need to report Daniel as a stalker. I'm not bothered by it, plus, I can handle him. I can't stand it. Just thinking about someone like him near you makes me want to lash out. Oh, Tom, so Margaret and I decided to report Daniel for stalking. We hadn't noticed, but Daniel had been following Margaret and secretly taking photos. A restraining order was issued against him. Daniel was fired due to his poor work performance and stalking Margaret. He apologized to me many times, but I showed no mercy and cut him off. Identifying and removing such a liability from the company boosted my reputations, and the manager officially became the next CEO. I was promoted to the manager position that Daniel held, and I'm now working hard to improve my skills under a respectable boss. Everyone around me has noticed my efforts and acknowledges me. One day, while work was going well, my father stopped me. "I heard from Margaret about your achievements. Well done. You really are my son." For the first time, it felt like my strict father acknowledged me. As I stood there in disbelief, Margaret whispered softly to me, "Your father has always recognized you, Tom, but he had a hard time expressing it to you." Surprised by her words, I burst into laughter. It seems my father was just shy. Margaret looked happy, and my father looked embarrassed as he watched me laugh. Shortly after Daniel's dismissal, we found out that Margaret is pregnant with our child. I gently stroke Margaret's growing belly every day. "Do you think it's a boy or a girl, Tom?" "I don't mind either way. I'm ready to love them no matter what. If it's our child, they'll definitely be strong-willed and loving." True. Seeing Margaret's happy smile makes me love her even more. Wanting to help Margaret since she's pregnant, I tried cooking, but ended up making something burnt to a crisp. Margaret laughed at my effort. Feeling embarrassed, I saw my mother with a nostalgic look on her face. "Your father also burnt the eggs black when I was pregnant with you." Hearing this, my father blushed. We all laughed at how similar he looked. "I want to protect this happy family forever,"